Hey guys, just wondering who's up at, it's about 10 o'clock my time, about 8 o'clock BC time. It's 11 o'clock Eastern time, I guess. But just wanted to see who's up and watching Facebook, see if anybody's out there. I wanted to do this Facebook video actually for a while now, but I've actually been kind of inspired by some of the guys I know. We're also doing some Facebook videos. If you're my Facebook friend, you've seen in my feed, you've seen me post about these essential oils, right? Right? Am I losing you so far? Tara Lynn and I got started on the essential oil journey about the time that we moved to Manitoba 4 years ago, just over 4 years ago. Just because, for one thing, they're chemical free and toxin free. Hey, Randy, nice to see you, man. Hope things are going well at the post office. Anyways, just because they're, Randy uses essential oils too. It's cool. Just because they're chemical free and toxin free, kind of alternative to chemical things that we use around the household, like kids shampoo and stuff like that, cleaning products and hey Randy, and foods that we eat and cleaning products that we use and stuff like that. But also because essential oils promote a healthy lifestyle. That's why we initially got into it. Tara Lynn was really into figuring out what's going on with her health, and I was figuring out what's going on with my health and stuff like that. All right, Randy, I'll talk to you later. And so we got into this, and I could talk more about all that, but in this video, I'm gonna talk about something else, because the products are really great. Really, I love these products. I really love these products, but the products are products. I can recommend them to you, and you can see how great they are for yourself, or you could just ignore me and shut off the Facebook video and ignore my posts and just comment on the funny ones and forget about the essential oil ones, and that's totally fine. That's up to you. I'm just sharing part of my life. You know how people, if they see a cool movie, they go on Facebook and they're like, hey man, I just watched this really cool movie. I saw a friend of mine post about 90s cartoons that he's really into. And he's like, yeah, I wonder where I could get these 90s cartoons. And nobody really cares that they're promoting these cartoons or these other things. But it's funny because when people start promoting other products, they're like, oh yeah, this again. It's not like that. We're not promoting something that we don't believe in. We're promoting something that is part of our life. But anyways, apart from that, I could also go for hours and hours talking about the things I love about the company itself, apart from the product. The integrity, their best practices, their leadership in the world of essential oils, it's all incredible. Hey, Catherine, hey, I'm seeing a lot of posties here. That's really cool. I guess posties stay up late. Huh, or maybe it's not late. I don't know. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. What I love most about our journey with Young Living is the people. It's the people, and particularly the community of men that I found in Young Living. Just a bit of a backstory. I've always been a little bit of a loner. All right. I attended 3 different elementary schools, 3 different high schools, 3 different Bible colleges, a bunch of different churches growing up. I didn't really stick around long enough in any one place to really build deep, lasting, solid friendships with a lot of people. Nothing really developed in that way in my life. I have a few friends, a few good friends from my high school days and stuff like that, but even that, like I barely ever talk to them. And when I do, we don't really have a lot to talk about because we live in different worlds, and I don't have those solid friendships. I never really learned how to have those solid friendships. And then on top of that, I experienced a lot of pain. I was let go, fired from 2 different churches where I had worked as a pastor. And then I failed at a dream of mine, which was church planting. Just failed at it. And so I experienced a lot of pain. And so to me, it was about me and my family and God. And that was it. And a lot of the time, to be completely frank, it was just me and God. Just me and God, right? That's it. Because nobody else fit. Nobody else was there. Nobody else fit. I didn't really give any room or any time or anything to anybody else. When Tara Lynn started seeing some success in sharing Young Living essential oils with family and friends, one of my concerns became, I was totally on board with this sort of alternative healing, alternative health kind of wellness lifestyle. But one of my concerns became, what is this going to do with my relationship with God and our relationship with God? And it was really pressing on me for a little bit, because I believed in the products, I believed in what they were doing and how they were helping us and how they were enhancing our life. But I was concerned because growing up, I heard, that these kind of alternative methods and stuff like that, they're witchcraft or they're sorcery or they're, depending on something else rather than depending on God. And going to the doctor is fine, but finding alternative health is not, for some reason. And I was concerned. I was just concerned because, like I said, for my life, it had been me and God, and I didn't want anything to come in between that. So I searched out whether other Christian guys that I could admire, that I could respect, and who had a good sense of theology, a good sense of their faith, whether they even gave Young Living any credence whatsoever. And what I found when I searched that out was incredible. It started with a book I found online, The Husband's Field Guide to His Wife's Essential Oil Habit or something like that. I just know it as The Husband's Field Guide. The Husband's Field Guide to Your Wife's Essential Oil Habit, I think it's called. I can't remember. Anyways, so it started with this book that I read, and as I was reading the book, I'm like, this guy, the author, he's a Christian, and pretty strong Christian, pretty solid Christian. Like what he's talking about here is good, solid theology. All right. And then he also had testimonies from other guys, and some of the guys were pretty obviously not, in that lifestyle. And some of the guys that he brought in as co-authors were definitely Christians. So I devoured that book and found out more about the company and more about some of the people that are in it. And then I searched out the author, because I do that. When I find a band that I like, I go online, I Google it, I try to find out more about them, and then I try to reach out to them and become friends with them. I'm weird that way, Like I said before, I'm kind of a loner, but I still also like to connect myself with celebrity kind of people. Anyways, that's just kind of me. So I searched out the author, Andy Jenkins, and I found his podcast. And so I started listening to a podcast that he was putting out. And in this podcast, he spoke about a Facebook group that he's part of. And so I asked to join the Facebook group, and they graciously let me in. And what I found in this community of Young Living guys is community. What I found in the group, it was community. And it really shocked me, because I've been part of churches. I've been part of what? 7 churches? 8 churches? Like I said, I've jumped around a lot. Don't have a lot of solid friendship or relational grounding. I have a lot of theological grounding, but not a lot of relational grounding. So I've been part of a lot of churches that I never experienced this kind of community. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've been part of Bible studies that, yeah, they were good. They were what I needed at the time, but nothing like this community of guys. And it was incredible. So this community had 3 things. First of all, a dedication to personal growth. A lot of people go through their lives and they're sort of like, well, the Bible talks about waves in the sea, kind of toss this way and toss that way, and they're just like, okay, I guess I'll get a job. Okay, I guess I'll do this. All right, well, that person's over there. Okay, I'll, it's kind of this non-purposeful, non-intentional life that happens by accident. And that's not what I want to be. I want to be a person that is intentional about his life. And what I found in this community is a dedication to personal growth. So to become better leaders, dedication to becoming better fathers, a dedication to becoming better husbands, better with money and finance, because a lot of people don't really pay attention to that either. You don't hear a lot of that. You hear maybe a special at church one Sunday in 2 years on money, but this group is committed to and dedicated to becoming better with money and finance, to become better with fitness. That was something that really impacted me, and it's taken me a while to get fully on board with that, but I'm fully on board with that because of this group. To becoming more intentional with mindset and with success, with the success mindset. Hey, Mike, good to see you on here, man. Just as I'm saying success mindset. Mike, you've been on a journey, man, and I want to talk to you more about that. But this group was incredible with that, and just so inspiring in that way, and their dedication to becoming better fathers, better leaders, better husbands, better with money, better with fitness, and better with the mindset. Secondly, this community is dedicated to building others up. So, none of the drama that I've experienced in other groups, both real groups and Facebook groups, like virtual groups, every other group I've ever been in, online or not, has had, this person stabbing that person in the back, and that person whining about this, and this person belly aching about that, and it's just like, and you want to get away, and you have to get away in a lot of times. But honestly, with this group, which started when I started on it, I think it was a couple hundred people. Now it's a couple of thousand people. I think somebody said 6,000 people, but of course not all of them are completely active. There's a lot of lurkers, but there's none of that drama. There's been from time to time somebody would complain about something like that, but they're always dealt with in a gracious way. And they're always incredibly, there's been times that the admins have thrown people out because they've been stirring the pot, and that's healthy. That is healthy. I'll just lay it out there, because in order to have a healthy thing, you can't have any toxins, right? Health is no toxins, no deficiencies. To have a healthy group, you can't have any toxins, and sometimes you got to weed the toxins out. But this group is dedicated to building each other up. So the posts are encouraging, and the responses are uplifting and patient and kind and generous. The word generous is just, it permeates that group that I'm part of, that I found. And the third thing that is true of this community is their dedication to God and the Christian life. Now, not all the people in the group are Christians, and some of them are pretty vocally not Christians, let's just say. But the three founding guys, Varick and Andy and Les, are solid Christian guys. Guys that I look up to and respect and admire and want to emulate in so many ways. And so they've set this tone in the group where it's okay to talk about what God's been doing in our lives and what Jesus is doing, and to encourage others and to pray for others and to encourage others to seek out Jesus, and to, it's been really great. Not everybody has been completely receptive to that. Some people are like, that's all fine. I'll talk with you about business. I'll talk to you about becoming a better man, becoming a better father, the success mindset. I'm not really into all that Jesus stuff, and that's fine. They're respectful. Okay, so this group has been more evangelistic than most of the churches I've ever been a part of. And not by trying to be evangelistic. And that's I could go on that, but that's a big fault in a lot of the churches, is that they try to be evangelistic rather than actually being evangelistic. Anyways, one of the guys I got to know a little bit so far is Todd, and he came to this group, wasn't a Christian, wasn't interested, just not. Last September, I went to Advance, which is the gathering, the biannual or twice yearly, whatever you say that, gathering in Nashville, and Todd got baptized at that Advance weekend. And just an incredible testimony of the power of the gospel working through this group. Anyways, so this is what I found in this community. Now, I'm not afraid to tell you that the business hasn't been as successful for us, for me and Tara Lynn, as we'd hoped so far. You know, we'd hoped that we would be ranking up in different ways and stuff like that. We had sort of made those plans. It hasn't been as successful as we'd hoped so far, and at times we've moved backwards instead of forward in terms of business success. But we love the products. We love the products. I mean, if all this business stuff came crashing down and there was absolutely no way to make any money or have any future or anything like that with Young Living, these products would keep us around, because we are not going back to any other kinds of chemical-laced toxic products. These things that we found with Young Living has been life-altering, life-changing, and life-enhancing. I mean, we are better people for using these products. Okay, I'll just leave it there. But secondly, the community that I found through Young Living, and because of Young Living, has literally saved me. I'll just say, in ways that I can't even get into it right now. These past 4 years have been difficult in a lot of ways, and I touched on some of that earlier, but these guys have welcomed me in. They've encouraged me in my writing. For those of you who don't know, most of you do, I've written a book, and I'm still excited about it. These guys have encouraged me in my writing like nobody else has. They've prayed for me, they've prayed with me, they've prayed over me. They've been a sounding board to me. They've led me and sometimes pushed me to the cross. They've inspired me to improve my life and my health spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I'm a better husband than I would be without this group. I'm a better father than I would be without this group. I'm a better friend to people outside the group than I ever was before this group, because I have a better idea now of what it means to be a friend. The future looks bright for us because of these men in my life, and because of Young Living. And I'm not saying that to be a cheesy advertisement. I mean, do what you want with the products. I'm going to keep on pushing though, because they've just changed my life. Do what you like with the products, but I encourage you to be a part of a community like that. And I want to invite you, if you're a guy, I want to invite you to be part of this community. I really do. I want you to be a part of this community and experience the community that I've experienced. And if you're interested, shoot me a message, and I'll tell you how you could get involved with Young Living. I mean, you have to be part of Young Living to be a part of this group. I'll just lay that out there. But even if you're not interested in Young Living, find a group of guys, a group of people who love you, a group of people that will push you to the cross when you need to be pushed, a group of people who care about your personal development in all ways, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. Anyways, thanks for spending some time with me. Mark, it's good to see you, man. Still remember those classes at Summit Pacific. Those were good times, and I appreciate you a lot. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching, and I'd love to see your comments and hear your reactions, your responses to this. I'd love to talk to you more about Young Living if you're interested. It doesn't, I mean, the investment that it takes to get a starter kit and to improve your health, it's not even an investment. It's just you pay money for something that improves your life hundredfold. And the small investment that we made 4 years ago for me to now be in this group that has saved my life, there's nothing. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll shut up now. Talk to you later.